Hello everyone, welcome. This is supposed to be a very quick video about how you can use two pieces of software which are available to you guys and you guys alone, which you can use at home or in school, which will hopefully boost your design capabilities for your magazine NEA for media studies. The two pieces of software we're going to be talking about today are Luminar and Canva. One is a web-based piece of software and one is a piece of software which we've acquired for you and is free to use. Both of them are free to use. So let's start off with Luminar. This is the Luminar interface here. I've opened it up, I've installed it, I've inputted the key that Mr. Fraser gave me, and this is the interface. It's very, very simple, and the reason I like it is for just its simplicity. It is Photoshop but dumbed down, and for that reason you can make really interesting photographs look wonderful. So for that reason, let me just show you this photo that I took the other morning when I was out on a run. I just set my iPhone on a timer, and I thought that it would be a good idea to take this shot. It's definitely not the best shot in the world, but I thought I would use it so I could tell you guys how easy it is to make a pretty good product using not a huge amount of tools. So the thing, I'm literally going to be using one button for this, and it's this at the bottom, which is the AI image enhancer. As you can see, this is a pretty bog standard image, but if I put the AI image enhancer on, it really makes that photo pop. The good thing about Luminar is that it actually gives you a before and after shot, so you can use this toolbar at the top. I just press this button here to see what it looks like before and after. And I hope you'll agree that the after shot is much better than the before shot. So that's what we've got. This is not going to be a full Luminar tutorial. There are hundreds of videos that you can use to do that, but if you want to play around with things, you can make the sky a little bit brighter if you want. You can accent the me in the middle there. You can really turn things up and down. But as things stand, I'm quite happy with that. I'm not going to do anything else apart from I'm going to crop it slightly, because that, as you can see, is far too big for a magazine cover. So I'm just going to crop it right down so it looks more like a front cover. I'm just going to do that really quickly. Okay, so once I'm happy with that image, I'm going to press done. It'll chop it down to size, and that's the image there. Okay, so that is literally one photo with one adjustment, and that's all I'm going to do with Luminar as things stand. And now I'm going to swap over to this piece of software called Canva, C-A-N-V-A. It is free, and there are a few caveats to this this freedom, but I'll tell you about that later on. The reason I like this software is that A, it's free, but B, it's very similar to Wix in its functionality and its interface. Wix uses many templates which enable you to populate your page with the layout, and then just fill it in with text and with your appropriate photographs. But as you can see, there are hundreds and hundreds of different templates. Canva is being criticized because there used to only be a few templates, and a few centers ended up just essentially mimicking the students mimicking each other, and there only being a few different varieties of magazine. But as you can see from this, there are hundreds and hundreds, so there's no excuses not to have a really quite a unique product as a result. So this is for a magazine, so I've just done a quick search for magazine. I've used this one before, so I'm going to use this again, this particular template, and I'm now just going to take some time and turn it into my own product. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of the image at the back because that is not my image, and instead I'm going to put this image which I've uploaded, which is the image that I have cropped down. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. Like I say, everything is adjustable here. And already this is starting to look like a half decent product. The good thing about this software, much like Luminar, you can just click a few buttons and you can make it look pretty exceptional. So let's just pop split on, for example. Yeah, that's okay. It's a little bit harsh. Let's have a look at radiate. Yeah, that is better. I like a bit of radiate. How about trace? No, that's not fantastic. Fluorite, no. Opal. So you get the idea. There's plenty of options for you to play around with. I'm going to go back to radiate because that's quite subtle. It sort of just enhances the product slightly. Now there are filters, of course, and you can adjust them and crop them and do what you want with your product to make it stand out however you wish. Bore you too much more with this. Only to say that everything is customizable, and in fact, it really you must change everything that has been populated for you automatically, because this is supposed to be your work. Remember, everything must be original. So I'm going to call mine reaction. In fact, because of my audience, which obviously is 16 to 25-year-olds, I'm going to put a exclamation mark in there just to make it a little bit edgier. And from here, like I say, you can make the fonts bigger or smaller. You can make it as there we go, get it on the same line. Clearly it's not a travel magazine, so I can just change that very quickly. So everything is going to change, and in a few steps you'll get something that looks like this. You get something that looks a little bit like this. So as I say, this has literally taken me 9 minutes to make on 2 pieces of software, and it's certainly not perfect, but as you can see, I've got the general conventions in there. I've got my barcode in there. The thing that I haven't really got in there is a call to arms just yet. But that will come. You can see the prices in there. I've got my website in there as well. And I've just made 3 cover lines that are things that I think will appeal to my target audience. Margaret Atwood, Andrew Neil and Ban Ki-moon. My main headline is A New Dawn for Race Relations, which clearly has connotations with the photograph here, and this is a stock barcode, which obviously I would have to redo. So my point, this is certainly not something that I think that you should aspire to do, or that you should think about of emulating. I think you can do much better than this. This is merely an example of what you can do in 9 minutes using these 2 very simple pieces of software. So we have Canva, Canva. You will need to sign up for it. The one thing I would say about Canva is once you get to this stage, it does give you the option to download it, and you can download a PDF for free if you wish. But my suggestion for you is you simply take a screenshot. If you make it a big screen, you take a screenshot of this, and then you don't have to pay anything, and the quality is pretty good. At that stage, you can then import it as a JPEG into InDesign or into Photoshop and make more changes if you wish. That's entirely up to you. One thing I would say is that there are great examples here of contents pages as well. So contents pages here, they're reasonable. I wouldn't necessarily say that this is something that I would use for a current affairs magazine, but like I say, they are all adaptable. And I think for some of you, it's just a case of thinking about the formatting first. But with all of this, you have to go back to your original ideas first. So don't jump in, or don't try and run before you can walk. Go back to your analyses and go back to your research before you go into Canva, or before you go into using Luminar, because those individual bits of research are the things that are going to be the main foundation of your analysis. But I think this might help you. If you're struggling to get onto computers at school and you're struggling for inspiration. So I'll be quiet now. As always, if you have any questions, please do let me know. Otherwise, best of luck with this. Work really hard on this. There's not long until the 23rd of October. I want you to get the best possible results and give it your best shot. Okay, all the best.